Hello everyone, this is Shahrukh Karobarwala. Yesterday I watched a tech talk of Sir Ken Robinson that is all about does schools killing the creativity of the students. So I'll unfortunately he is not with us in this world. So I just watched the video, I liked it, and I thought to discuss and explain it with you guys. Um, so let's start the explanation. Actually, he started the video like he started with an example of the creativity of the students. He firstly give the example of a girl who is making a drawing. Teacher asked her what you are making. She said, "I am making the picture of a god." Then teacher again asked, "Did you see the god?" Nobody has seen the god yet. She said, "Everybody will see the god as I made the picture." So students are creative. This is one of the form of creativity. Secondly, he gives an example of Shakespeare, a well-known artist, literature, and a poet. He said if his father scolded him in the early age when he was little, like you have to be an engineer or a doctor. So what are the chances that Shakespeare will become a Shakespeare? He never become a Shakespeare if his fathers give him this straight direction that you have to be a doctor or an engineer. So then he talks about the education field, like profession of education, about the professors. Unfortunately, he discussed that what all professional teachers or professors are teaching, they are preparing the students for the future, but unfortunately none of the teachers know what will be the world like after 5 years. So he explained like we are giving the direction which is based on a simple hierarchy and a fixed hierarchy that is following all over the world in a schooling system. He again quoted an example of Picasso. Picasso said that students, or in fact every child is an artist until he becomes an adult, and his inner artist dies as he given by the instruction by different teachers. So every child is an artist until he gets the direction from the teacher. Then he talks about different subjects which are taught in the schools. We by ourselves segregate different subjects to lower class and a higher class. For example, we consider maths, science as a higher class level subjects rather than music, dance, and literature and arts. He said, if suppose an alien visit to your world, planet, and see the schooling system of your world, and he found like why we segregate these subjects, like what is the difference between an art subject, a music subject, and a math subject and a science subject. They all certain give have some attributes with them. Like if a student is interested in music, then he can become a musician. If a student is interested in science, then he can become a scientist. If a student is big and have an interest in engineering, that he can become an engineer. And although if a student had an interest in dance, so he can become a dancer. So we have created this direction segregation among the subjects. uh, we are just creating like a hierarchy which is common all over the world, and we are producing professors which has no domain, like it's a noble profession, but we are just creating as an industrial revolution. Actually, the education system is invented in the 19th century, that is the industrial revolution era. People are looking for jobs. There are millions of jobs at that time. So education system is made at that time. So it is taught in every education system all around the world. Like uh, if you are getting education, that means you need a job. Education is all about to get a job. That's a definition of this. That's the definition of this education system all around the world. Yani, uh, all over the world, we are following the same hierarchy of the schooling system. Then he talk about the academic inflation. Like we talk about uh, high school standard at the time then education is started. We consider as high school as a good education, and everyone can who had the higher education, high school education, he can get the job. Then we by academic inflation we increase the level of the education, then we can come up with the BA, then MA, then MBA, then engineering, then doctor, MBBS. Now most of the PhDs doesn't have the job and struggling for getting the better degree. Does he explain like we are into the academic inflation and it is increasing day by day. Soon we can eliminate PhD too and come up with a new degree, and people said that if you get this degree you can get the job. Creativity is basically a original idea that has some value in it. That is the sentence by Sir Ken Robinson. Then he talk about women intellectual level. He said that women had a multitasking better than the men. He quote this with an example like if a man's cook at home, he needs complete silence. He need to get out his kids out of the room, and unfortunately, when his wife came into the room and she speaks something out, the man asks just to the wife, "Please, can you be some silent? Like I'm cooking an egg." And rather the case, reverse case with the wife. When wife is cooking, she is dealing with talking with husband too. She's cleaning the kitchen too. She's talking on the phone too, and while she's making the meal too, even gossiping with the kids too. So he defined this education system all over the world, which is we are doing right now. Uh, Finally, he suggested we have to free our child by giving them a strict direction. We judge them what they are doing, what they have the interest in. Secondly, he gave an example of Jillian, a well-known artist. She loves to dance. Uh, at the childhood, her parents take her to the doctor that she is not a good learner. Doctor at that time, DAHA, a well-known disease, is not invented at that time. He said, and doctor just send her parents outside the room, and doctor then turn on the radio and observe her. Few couple of minutes later, she wake up from the bed and start dancing. Doctor then called her mother inside the room and said Jillian is 100% okay. She has no defect. She is not into the education. She is a dancer. She is born to dance. So we just have to give the direction to the kids that what they are born for it. So this is the all over the explanation of the video what I understand. If you like the video, please kindly share and like the video. If you any comment on this video, you can comment in a comment section. I hope you like the video. This is the end from my side. Thank you very much.